What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2004 F150 5.4 in it, and when they filled it up, gas was starting to come out when it reached the top of the level, and come to find out, the vent hose right here, there's a rubber line, fuel line, whatever you want to call it, that attaches to the top of the fuel pump, and there's a chunk probably about, I'd say 3/4 of an inch missing out of it. It looks like it either rotted, deteriorated, something rubbed up against it, broke off, something. I can't really tell without dropping the tank, but I did get some pictures. I'll put them up now for y'all. I did take some pictures with my phone, and you can see that it's missing pretty good, and there's a really bad fuel smell coming from there. So we do have to drop the tank down a little bit to get to it. I don't think I have to drop it out completely, but we'll have to see. I'm going to start off by removing this clamp right here, and we're going to remove that just so we can get a little bit of flex on the filler neck. I'm not going to take the filler neck off. If you want to, it's up in here. I think there's like some 5, 6, or 7 millimeters. I can't really tell because I got it on the lift already, but there's some small bolts up in there. There's 3 of them. You can do that, and it'll come down a little bit. If I don't get enough flex from the actual fill tube right there, I may have to drop it down and get that out. So, or just get like a little step ladder and hop up there and take them out, which, you know what, I may go ahead and do that just to be safe. But we will be coming up here and disconnecting these 2 lines. I think that's your feed and return line. Right here, it's just some quick connects right there and there. You can pull it out. Make sure you have a drain pan underneath here when you do that. And then after we do that, you have 2 straps, the bolt right there, and then 1 down further. Right up here, right up there. But I have a transmission jack with a long board underneath there to kind of disperse the weight evenly and give me a better and bigger surface to attach to this thing, just because I don't like doing just one little spot. I know it should be able to hold it, but this is a 22-gallon tank and it is slap full, so we're probably looking at 200 plus pounds right now, and I'm gonna do everything I can not to bust this tank or hurt myself or anything in the long run, and this will make it come down a little bit more even as well, because we do have a board just long enough to fit between strap and strap. I mean, I'm like 1.5 inches, 2 inches away on this side, and about 2.5 on that side. So this about perfect for what I need, and I use that board a lot of times right there just for this, just for doing this type of work. So I'll get y'all a measurement on that just to kind of give y'all a rough idea. And that's a 2x6, by the way. I think, no, it's not 2x6, it's like a 2x10 actually, so it is a lot wider. Sorry, I was thinking about a different board I was using. But let me grab a little bit of tools, and we'll start off by taking those 2 lines on the front off. All right, I'm taking these 3 out real quick. These are 7 millimeters. I'm up on a step stool, and there's just 3 of them. Figured I'd show you all that. And I just use like a little 1/4 inch swivel-headed ratchet, and should be able to pull it out now. Nope, I can't. They got crooked on me. Come on. Also, be careful not to drop these, especially the top ones, in the tank. You don't want to do that. I mean, if you're dropping the tank, you can get them out, you can fish them out, but you should be able to move it. Okay, you can see it moves now. And I'm going to go ahead and take that hose clamp off. Yeah, so maybe an 8. Right. Actually, maybe a 7. I think it is a 7. It is a 7. I'm just doing this so I can get a little bit more play out of this. Also, it attaches to the body. See, right there, attaches to the body. Okay, we're underneath now. Since we got that done, I'm gonna try to pull this. Yeah, come on. May need a pick. This one's pretty dirty. And come on. Of course, it's gonna be cracked. Yeah, this one's busted a little bit, so we may have to get a. Just break it more. Good job. Well, normally they're not all brittle like this one. You can pull these down. And I'm just making it worse. I'll get a new clip for that. Or you can take it off right here. Let's see. I'll get a new clip for that side, because that one come off way easier than this other one. And then we got this last one right here. Just push in. Just push in the little yellow piece and pull it back. That's a little brown. Alright, now we got that. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and start pulling these straps off. If I can pull this strap off. Just 2 bolts. I don't know what size they are yet. I have to find out. And once we do that, we can fold them around. And well, you can see up in there's drive shaft. And normally I want you to pull a drive shaft, but I think I can clear that. It's got like a little notch for this to come out completely. And this side over here, you don't have to. You can leave it hanging and you can pull it down enough to clear, but this one should come out on the front. So let me find out what size it is. Alright, these are 13s and I'm using an impact just to make my life a little easier. There we go. Long bolts, long bolts. And the other one is up here. About right, yeah. That's your last bolt. I'm gonna try to get this front strap out real quick. Alright, your front strap. Right there. This back one. So, got the back one, it's kind of bent it a little bit just to get it out of the way. Because you have to twist it. And you're supposed to take the back part of the drive shaft out to get that one to come out. So, I'm just gonna leave it because I don't think I have to drop it completely, but we should be about ready to start lowering it. My battery's about to die, so let me grab another battery real quick before it dies on me. I'm gonna disconnect this evap hose back here if I can, just to give me a little bit more leverage. Come on, it's gonna be tight. I may have to get a pick or something because it's just this one hose. Of course, it's just like that front one. Can't get it over enough. But I'm going to disconnect that. It's just like that front hose right there. It's at the very back of the tank. And you can see it's 2 into 1. And I'm going to disconnect that real quick. We got the tank down far enough for me to get my arm in here. This is what was broke. And yes, I did mess up on the first one. I forgot you got to push those, even the blue ones, not pull them out. I've got a new one coming for that, so we're going to fix that. Don't worry about it. But I was thinking it was the pull ones like the Chevys. I forgot on the Fords there the push tabs, but this is what broke on it. That's the fuel line that we need. Normally the filler neck comes with the whole assembly like this from Ford, but fuel neck on those are like $250. So rather than do that, we're just gonna get some new fuel line, put this on here, replace it up to this piece right here, because that's like your vent overflow yada 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 tube. So I'm gonna pull it off up here. It does kind of snake down and bend a little bit, and this hose right there attached to it. But that's the end of it right there. We're gonna clip this off real quick. Let me bring it over to my toolbox and I'll show you exactly how we're gonna do this. So here it is. Let's get a pair of dikes and kind of pinch it off. Yeah, don't want to break it. Normally I can clip them, but this one's not wanting to cooperate. There we go. I'm trying to just break that little seal. Normally they come off a lot easier because it's like a clamp. That's all it is. We'll just put a regular hose clamp on there. After that, I can get a razor, cut that. There we go. Just be careful, don't cut yourself. I'm not trying to go too deep at once. Should be able to pull it off. And it's just a little barb fitting. I'm gonna find out what size hose that is, and we'll get a new piece of fuel line. And I'm gonna take it off. It should just be a regular hose clamp, like a worm gear clamp on the filler neck side. And I'll show you where I'm going. Kind of show y'all. Let me get a light and throw it on top of here. Kind of show y'all how much I lowered it down to. That's about all I lowered it down. See if I can get y'all in there. See that little white nipple right there? That's where it come off of, and that line should be the other end of your hose. And come on, where is it? This light is a piece of junk. It should connect over there. Kind of doing this blind. Hopefully y'all saw that. So the other side was held on with one of those squeeze clamps too. All the ones I've seen, they normally are like these style, but this one had the squeeze one on. But we got some hose right here. You can see it's just 3/8 fuel hose. I'm gonna put it on there, put a clamp on it, tighten it down, then I'm gonna kind of put it on there and see where I need to cut it, because I don't need a whole foot of it. Guessing roughly about 8 to 10 inches of it should be plenty, but I'll cut it a little bit long just to be sure, and I can slide it up onto the filler neck portion a little bit longer. But let me attach this, and these are just little hose clamps right there, and then we can start putting all that stuff back together. So we got it all back together. Straps are back in, fuel tank secure, that back together, and I want to show y'all some torque specs. Fuel tank support strap bolts, 47 Newton meters or 35 foot-pounds. That way I said, yeah, 47, 35. That's torque specs on that. Everything else is pretty much just little bolts. I did connect all the evap stuff and all the filler neck and all that stuff. The little 7mm bolts I hold that on, don't go crazy on them, you know, just tighten them to the bottom out, and then I just go about another half turn and just call it a day. I probably torqued no more than probably 1 or 2 foot-pounds, to be honest, because it just goes from plastic into the filler neck. So don't go crazy on torquing those down. But this is pretty much how you pull a fuel tank down a little bit. The only thing I did not do was take the filler neck off in there. You can take it off if you want to. Whoever took it off previously or put it on, whatever, they put the hose clamp up, so I would have to use a wrench to get it off. But whenever you go to put it back on, if you're dropping the tank, just flip this down where you can come in to the side and get it somehow. That would make things a whole lot easier, or even flipping around where you can do it from the bottom up and make it a lot easier on the next person. Because believe me, I try to think about the next time it comes out, because it could be me. But that's pretty much how to do that and replacing that little line. I know it's not a fuel pump video, it is kind of a fuel tank removal video. But if y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section. I can get you any kind of specs you need on it, any kind of tools or procedures you need on this and any other car. Just let me know. I do answer my Instagram a little bit quicker than I do like emails and stuff, if y'all try to send me an email. But I do appreciate all the support on all my platforms, my Instagram, Patreon, YouTube. I've been thinking about doing a Facebook page too. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think about that. I did show off a new shirt design on my YouTube community tab and on the last couple videos. Let me know what y'all think about the t-shirt design. As soon as I get it on, I'll showcase it on the channel as well. I just have to get it made and waiting on. I'm probably just gonna get one for now, and then if any orders come through, I'll order, 10 or 15, 20, whatever I need, just to have backups. But like always, torque this tight, and y'all have a great day.